Hey everyone, it's your favorite host, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. And today we are going to talk about dating and relationships, my favorite topic of the year. You know how we do. You know how I love this. You know how I love starting stuff and starting it off. And we're going to start this session off right. Right now, you know I gotta bring on my favorite co-host. You all know her. You all love her. Carmia, the unorthodox Southern Belle, hailing all the way, blessing us tonight. And she is making a statement tonight with what she's wearing. We love it. We love it. Help me introduce Carmia Wells, the unorthodox Southern Belle. Powerful, powerful, powerful. I love this. I love this. Also, without further ado, our favorite other Virgo. Well, we're working on it. But she's awesome. Fantastic. I love this girl to the moon and back. She's incredible. Provocative speaker. Very wise. Very intriguing. Very amazing. Hardest working woman on the planet. Hands down. The co-host. The utmost juice. The sauce. Let me give her own island vibe. I gotta give her own island vibe to this. Incredible, amazing Neci coming to the Gentleman Style Podcast stage and blessing us. Help me welcome Neci.
Good night.
Love it. Love it.
I like that intro.
I like it too. It suits you. It suits you. Like the glasses.
Yes, fellow Virgo in the house.
And this time, I got to do it right. I got some shade the last time. I got to give credit to what we got coming up next. This gentleman here, he got his own intro now on our show. This is huge. This guy is super dope, super amazing. And he tired, y'all. He tired of y'all. He tired of messing around with these other podcasts and playing games. He's here to show you all how it's done. And I couldn't have this panel without the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jah.
Yeah. What's going on? It's the hardest working VI podcaster known to man. And I claim that. We brought the energy tonight. What's going on? Same difference in the building. Jah and Neci there.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Tonight, this is a special night. We are going to talk about, but first, I got to give a shout out before I get blasted again the second time. This music, this album right here is brought to you by Mood Today. ISO the God. Check his album out. Cop that music. Cop that album. Super dope album.
Is that a polygamy guy?
That is the polygamy guy. It is the polygamy. Just so he's been on the show previously. Incredible guest, incredible interview. So dynamic panel tonight. We're going to talk about dating, y'all. Tonight's topic is on relationships, what we're doing wrong. And we're going to ask some of the hard questions tonight. And we got the most amazing, interesting people talking about your favorite topic today. But first off, I want to touch on, we just had the Same Difference in Friends 2 event, live event, incredible, amazing. You all should have been there. If you missed it, you're wrong. You're dead wrong if you missed it. So, Jah, tell us, how was it? How did it go down? Neci, how did you feel? What was the vibe in Same Difference 2 event? How did it go?
I'll let the moderator go first. Neci moderated both nights, so I'll let her go first.
Well, good night. I thank you guys for who did come out to support the SD2 event. We had an amazing time. It was a very fun, informative, learned a lot, especially on the town hall segment. And I enjoyed moderating. I actually it flowed well. I think the questions were great. I think the engagement was great. I loved the concept. And I enjoyed myself. We're not doing 3 yet, but it'll come soon enough.
Super dope. Jah, how was it? How do you feel?
I think it was amazing. We set out to do it bigger and better than the first one, and every time we do another rendition, it's gonna continue to grow. So on Same Difference and Friends 1, We didn't have any vendors. There were no food. You had to go get drinks at the bar. So we learned our lesson. We had food. We had ice cream. We had real food. We had candles and smell goods. If you wanted to spritz on something for your little date, you had that. We had music. We had the mic set up. We had AC this time. So if you were hot last time, we had AC this time. We learned our lesson. We even had a fire dancer to start it off, and she literally danced, breathing fire. So, like every time we do it, it's gonna just continue to get bigger and better. We want to thank all of the vendors, Blitz Bites, 506 Cents and Company. We want to thank Tanisha Sweet and Spicy Sensations, Sahali Nova Bay. We want to say thank you to everybody that came through and was a vendor. Thank you so much. And to every audience member, we thank you, because you know how you know it was lit, because everybody in the audience from the jump, they were engaging. They were engaged and they were tapped into the show, because we didn't have to ask nobody to come up, like from the first topic, and they didn't wait for DC to bring the microphone either. They in the back just shouting stuff, and we love it. We love that type of thing. We want that crowd participation, and we did get an offer to open up for a lounge that's gonna be open in St. Croix next year. So we gonna keep doing it, and it's gonna keep growing, and we're gonna get bigger and better. It was dope. The panel, the second night, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like, I can't wait to start posting the clips on our town hall. Everybody did great. Saida Carter was there, Desi Maynard, Diane Prosper was there, Genevieve Whitaker, Gary Norman, our father and my mentor for sure. He was there. He did an amazing job. It was dynamic. The questions that we got from the audience were great, and the questions that was posed, thank you, Neci, were amazing. It's the way that they covered stuff, and it wasn't any BS. We had a politician or two on stage, but it wasn't any BS answers. It was real talk. So I loved it.
Super dope, super dope. And to put Carmia on the spot, why you ain't come, sis? No, I'm just playing. It's all love. It's all love.
What we not gonna do is do that, and you ain't hit this proposal that we was waiting for. That's what we ain't gonna do.
Oh, and he's the red flag. That's the problem. Good evening. Good
It's
evening.
given.
Am I toxic? Am I toxic, y'all? I'm not that toxic. I think I'm pretty level-headed when it comes
Sagittarius.
We was ready to hear Jagged Edge. We was ready.
You're right.
Meet me at the altar in your white dress.
Yes. You
It's
better do
coming.
it before one of your comrades from the island get there first.
Yeah, you guys. Nothing against my home, but I posted some of those videos, and I had a commenter inbox the video, right, which comes to me. I don't know why he didn't think of this, or maybe he didn't care. Disrespectful. Dude, like, commented, they like, yeah, I see how you got the jet ski in the water. I see how you got the Corvette in the water, but where'd you get that Hummer? Block. Toxic masculinity at its finest. So,
Let me tell you something about Caribbean men. They might ignore their own woman. They might ignore their own woman, but they're gonna look at yours. They're gonna be on yours. Like, you could be ready to walk down the aisle. From the time the preacher asks, "Do you take this woman?" He looking at you like, "You sure? Hurry up and say it, because I got a ring in my pocket." Hey, Michael.
I see. They mad disrespectful with it, but lesson learned. I'm gonna stop sharing about my girl. So we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna dive into the toxicity.
Is that the lesson? Is that the takeaway? Hold up.
No, wait a minute. You ain't supposed to put her in the cabinet. That's not what we
do. Is that the takeaway?
Bag over her head.
Don't do that.
Over her head. She can't go outside anymore. Toxic.
Well, I guess we can wrap up the show. We know who's the red flag, right? We can wrap the show up now.
I am a pretty good. I'm a yellow.
No green flags detected.
I'm a yellow flag. I'm a moderate. So first question goes out here. Whoever want to touch it, grab it. we talking about relationships, y'all. Tonight we talking about hot topics tonight, and this one has been bugging me for a long time. And so when it comes to relationships, are we okay with joint accounts or separate accounts? This is the warm-up pitch question. Joint accounts or separate accounts? Keeping the money separate or keeping the money together? How do you guys feel?
Woo! Ooh.
It depends on the relationship, but personally, both. We can have some both and some separate.
What does that look like? Like both, like your name on if there's 4 accounts, that means there's 4 accounts, one joint, one separate. Like, what are we talking about? What does that look like?
We can have two joint and 2 separate, and and that's fine. But some people feel like they got to have them all together, and some people feel like they got to have it all separate.
Why do you need money separate in a marriage?
It's just to me, it's not necessarily saying you're hiding anything, because I don't really care. But I guess I don't look at it as a big thing. And I also come from older generations that have their own accounts as well. They have accounts together and they have separate accounts as well, and they don't have any problems. So I don't see an issue with it. It depends on what type of relationship you got and what you communicate with your partner.
The money isn't a big thing. Majority of
No, I never said the money wasn't a big thing. I
what's
said
in the account?
accounts.
What's in any alcohol in the account? What's in the account? Any money?
Nah. That's what we're not
something
gonna do.
else, you know.
Anybody? Neci, what are your thoughts on joint accounts, separate accounts?
My thoughts are, once the money's accessible in emergency, I'm good. Like, do what's best for you. Some people aren't always financially responsible. If we're living together, I do believe, like, whatever contributions the other person is making into the household, we should be able to access those funds. It doesn't mean necessarily like they can just withdraw from your account, but if something happens, they can have access to the account to make sure our bills are being paid. But besides that, either way, it's fine with me. Once we're both contributing to our household and it works for us, I'm okay with both concepts.
I don't understand. For security, what is that? 4 joint accounts gives you security, or separate Adama? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. So what's that look like, Neci? Like a power of attorney is good enough for you? If you have a power of attorney to the accounts, would you accept that?
Not necessarily. No, you could add someone to your account. You could add most banks, you can add users to your account. But it doesn't mean that they have access to your funds in an emergency where you can verify the person is in emergency, whatever, that person can have access to the account. But I do feel like that should be something that you guys should discuss up front before you live together. How you want the bills to be paid, who's paying it from where, so on and so forth. But you don't have to have joint accounts for me personally. But we will have a discussion about how we contribute financially to our overall goal and make sure we're doing that.
Okay. Ja? Okay. Ja, the Virgos agree. Shocking.
No, man.
Sagittarius,
I'm actually rocking with them. Sagittarius. But I actually agree with the Virgos on this one. This really was a softball question, because it's whatever works for you, quite frankly. I understand both. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may want to stash away some money for yourself. Both partners may not. One may be, bad at managing money and stuff like that. You may want the joint account so you can make sure what's coming in and going out. I mean, I understand it either way. Whatever works for you, works for you. But I would like to toss the ball right back to the gentleman and see what he got to say.
That's fair. So I'll take center stage on this one. No problem. I'm ready for it. So I believe in joint accounts. Nothing should be separate. I firmly stand on it simply because a part of what Neci said, right? Easy access. My spouse needs easy access to the money and the funds, right? So that I feel nothing should be separate. Especially when it comes to something as significant as money, because money is a reason for divorce. Now, I preface this and I throw this curveball out there because I do also believe in prenup agreements. And so if you have a prenup, if you have a well-placed prenuptial agreement, then you shouldn't have any concern about who has access to what, because the prenuptial agreement dictates what happens if you guys separate. So I want to throw that curveball out there that yes, I don't have a problem with joint accounts, but I also am for prenuptial agreements. So it doesn't matter.
Hold up.
Sure, go ahead.
You said nothing though, like nothing is separate. So what do you mean? Like every single credit card had to have everybody, every single account have to have both parties? Like when you say nothing should be separate, nothing financial?
So cash shouldn't be separate. So checking accounts, saving accounts, no, not debt, because credit cards are a debt. But cash, right? That's what she's gonna need. She's not gonna need debt. So yeah, none of that should be separate. That's what I mean. Did that help clarify?
That's your opinion. All right.
It sounds a little possessive, but it's you. Do you? Do you?
How is it possessive?
A little possessive, but do you?
How is it possessive? Please explain.
You said, well, you say you want everything like the accounts to, be joint, and then you go off and say, well, prenup, so I can make sure I can protect, make sure I'm good. Which is, that's
no. The prenup isn't to make sure I'm good. The prenup solves the question of if something goes wrong. Even if she has access to the money if she has access to the checking account where all the money is, it doesn't matter because the prenup is going to dictate what happens to that money. So it doesn't matter whether she has a joint account or a savings account because the prenup will take effect.
Oh, I'm sorry. You sound so sweet, but you don't know. That's so sad.
What don't I know? What don't I know?
That doesn't mean anything.
A prenuptial agreement?
They're
being overturned all the time. Don't think that it's the law of the land. It's not the law of the land. It is based on your attorney's ability to convince the judge that it stands as is, and the judge has the ability to overturn your prenup. Look at Tyrese. Don't do that. You see what he's going through.
Did it just get dark in here? Like the shade. I felt some shade, and it's already dim.
That palm tree came in quick though.
He sounded so certain, and I just wanted him to be very clear. That's just not 100% guaranteed flawless process.
There is a morality aspect to prenuptial agreements. I think prenuptial agreements do have that clause in there, so I'm aware of them. I actually did a podcast interview on that for plug purposes, with a actual divorce attorney who specializes in prenups, and she actually encourages what I'm saying. So that's why I can say what I'm saying. I don't just spit off stuff.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying even though that divorce attorney gave you that advice, and it could be good advice or right advice, it is not the end all be all is all I'm saying. There are ways, because I was a legal assistant. I worked in the courts. I do acquisitions, and I did a lot of mediations as well. I'm telling you, those things are solid until it's time to put them to the test. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. Absolutely.
I mean, when it comes to finances, is anything really rock solid and 100%? I mean, really? Even last will and testaments,
once login involved and they start turning over rocks and paperwork, what you thought was solid can be liquid at that point. It's go straight through.
Yeah, but when you're dead, who speaks for you, right? It's not that you shouldn't have those things either. You should have a will. You should have a plan for when you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
agreed. I'm not saying not to do anything. No. Agreed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So plenty of people have plans and wills and still end up in probate once they're gone. They just don't know because they're gone.
Mm-hmm. I blame legal counsel at that point. But good topic. I love
what was that? Sorry.
I love how you guys dug into that. That was good. What's one thing you all wish you knew about the opposite sex?
School?
I don't know if it's me, but I think Neci glitching.
Neci is glitching.
Is it me or what?
No, I can hear you, Jah. I think Neci is glitching.
Okay.
She's frozen. She's doing
There's
what
like
Carmia used
a
to
lag.
What we're not gonna do is do that. It's a new day.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey,
It's
Carmela
it's a
ain't
new
have that sound happening.
it's a
She
new
ain't lagging or nothing
no.
today.
She passed the
We
glitch.
we not about to point that out. We ain't
Hey,
doing that.
this
I'm sorry,
nah.
Nisi. What'd you say?
Childish.
You got frozen.
Sagittarius and the Libra on the site right now.
I think Nisi's frozen.
We'll
Niecy's
wait.
frozen. She may need to come out and come back in.
Come back in. That's the beauty of
But
lives, y'all. Go ahead. Go ahead, Carmia.
what was the question again? My apologies. I was insulted.
What can the op what can we do to help bridge the gap between the opposite sex? What is it that you would like to know better about the opposite sex?
Ooh, because uh, hmm, when I say this, it's not a general. Hey, this is a general thing. A lot of you guys is hard to figure out. Everybody's not up front. I would like the conversation an honest conversation to be out there when you're requesting it. But a lot of people are not upfront. So you're not sure what you're getting, especially nowadays.
So like more honesty up front, more honesty when it comes to anything or anything specific.
Anything. I think, thank goodness I'm not in the dating world. I'm taking, but if I was, this would be a whole war zone. I, the to the games that are being played right now between males and females, everybody playing the game. The male don't want to be up front because he wants something, and he think if he gonna tell the truth to her, she not gonna give him what he really wants. The back and forth. I'm not. I can't. It's too much.
That's real.
Way too much.
That's real.
The conversations have to get more mature and better. We got to start thinking more. It's like what I'm hearing more about now is that people are thinking, I don't want to be hurt, but I want what I want. So I'm gonna have to play this little game and put on this facade for as long as I can, and just play the game and get what I want. And then maybe if I feel like it, I'll see what she wants or see what he wants.
Later on. So it's not a priority to learn what she wants early on, kind of thing.
Right.
Okay. Ja, what would you wish you knew more of from the opposite sex? What would you wish more
Um,
transparency on?
don't do that.
Well, make you big?
I
Make
think
you...
no. Niecy face it says things, but
It says diabolical. Diabolical.
what I would like to see more of is just I think communication is big in any relationship, and that means friendship, siblings, parental, whatever. We need to learn how to communicate in a way that the other person can understand. I think that too many of us are trying to communicate how we want to and don't recognize that it requires two.
Mhm.
What I've learned is when it comes to communicating, right, there's a sender and a receiver. It's actually the sender is actually the sender that's responsible for how the message is conveyed. You get what I'm saying? Like they hold the bulk of the responsibility. So if you're going to talk to a man, you kind of need to understand that men and women do not communicate the same, just on a base level. We tend to communicate differently. If you're a man wanting to talk to a woman, you may need to change the way that you speak, your tone, the way that you address her has to be different in order for her to receive what you're saying. So I think that we need to relate with each other better. That's why it's called relationships. We need to learn how to relate with each other. The fact that we communicate differently, we need to learn how to bridge that gap. That's what I would like to see because that would fix everything else. um like I see like men when I talk to a partner of mine or men, it's very straightforward, it's very to the point. And I did Google that women use more words in a day than men because it's
Mm.
true. I'm not this ain't no attack. Women use more words in a day than men do. You can look it up on Chat GPT. I know you be doing it. But we tend to just get straight to the point. And women, like if you've ever had a woman tell you a story, woo, it's not very concise. It goes in all these different. There's characters that just enter in the middle of the story, and they, you know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to follow. But if a man tell you a story, you might not even get the details you need for real, because he just trying to get there. But that's what I would like to see more of.
Super dope. Super dope. Miss Neci, what do you would like to know more of from the opposite sex?
I'd like to know more of what, their progress. Like, I think, guys usually keep things tight to the chest, and for the most part, I understand, rightfully so, they've been trained to do that. So, but I would like them to, I would like to know more how they're doing emotionally. Like, what are their needs? Guys don't typically convey their needs. They more worry about being providers financially, and that's great and that's important. But I'm also more concerned about, your mental and your emotional and your physical and your educational and, your spiritual, and those other avenues matter to me too. And I'm more interested in learning or understanding a person collectively on a whole versus just knowing that they can provide for me only, because that only goes so far before I start to make requests and demands of a person that they can't convey or provide to me. So those are things that I tend to try to tap into if possible. And also knowing that I have to give the person space to be able to provide it to me as well.
What's one benefit you think you could learn from that, by getting to know what a man internal thoughts are, his internal desires and passions are?
I think,
Can you share an example, I guess, from me?
oh, well, like for women, we tend to be more, we more convey what we need to men, but men don't typically convey, besides outside of sex, they don't get into their other needs as much. So I would like to be able to know the person on a whole. I would like to know that I can just sit and talk to you or hear you when you need someone. I would like to know that I can do things, like, for the most part, guys don't typically get thrown surprise parties and surprise trips and birthdays and gifts and things like that. I would like to get to know you, to be able to be there for you on other levels besides, you know, just
The
sexual or
surface.
monetary. You know what I mean? So
The
Right.
surface, yeah.
yeah,
That's huge.
the surface level only gets you so far. When the excitement dies down, then what? Then what do we have? Then we're laying there like two strangers that live 8,000 miles together, but we're laying in the same bed. Like, that makes no sense. And I've done that. I've, been in a relationship where the person I, laid next to could have been in Egypt for all I care, because that's how far apart we were, but we're physically near each other. So technically, the physicality alone wasn't just enough to sustain that. So I had to understand that there's more that I require, and I have to seek that out, as well as find someone who's willing to provide that.
That's real. That's real. Ooh. Whoop. No, my bad. My bad. The edible. The edible. Blame it on the edible. Blame it on the edible. No, that was dope. What you said.
The
That was
facial
dope.
expression. I'm
I'll give you another
sorry.
one. I'll give you another one.
That was great, Nisi. That was all facts. Can you
Thanks,
read out
John.
that comment that you just put up there?
The what? Which one?
She's so shady, dog. She should be a palm tree. Can you? Yeah.
Women. So here's a comment from Emmanuel Hodge for our audio listeners on
Oh my
podcast.
God.
Women need to cater to their man more. Listen and ask us how our day went. Don't let Sexy Red and Meg Glow mess up your relationship. Thank you, Emmanuel. What the?
That seems like a situation regarding y'all just immature. Your person may be immature if they let music mess up their relationship. That's one. Two, while she's sitting there catering, you have to think about this too. If that's what you want on your partner, was that a conversation that y'all had? That's what you wanted, and are you doing what she wants as well?
Mm. I feel that. I feel that.
I think he was talking overall. I don't like speaking for people. Emmanuel, you could comment and correct me, but I think he was talking overall in a general sense, like
Yeah.
don't let outside influence
Oh
you. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Don't be listening to Cardi talking about she don't cook, she don't clean. But you know what I mean? I think that's what he was talking about, but
Yeah,
I
because
could be wrong.
I gotta admit though, because Glow got a lot of people out here singing. I ain't got no nigga, and a nigga ain't got me.
Oh, and sitting next to the nigga. I'm sitting next to the nigga.
Right.
That's Sai's favorite. That's Sai's favorite Cardi B right now. So he on his Cardi B.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I love me some Cardi B. She lied though. Like she was lying in that song. Let's be for real. But
Don't they all?
as far as catering, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Don't they all?
Somebody cooking. Yes, they usually do. Cause Beyonce been fooling people since Destiny's Child. But
Beyonce said up front she can't cook.
Fucking lies. Sorry.
Beyonce,
somebody was cooking in there.
Somebody's cooking, but it ain't her. Beyonce said, "I'm a terrible cook. I can't cook."
Okay, they were eating because Jay-Z gained some weight. They were eating.
Starving.
So you want to hear that?
Starving.
Must have gotten the chef in there on the East Wing because she said up front,
and that counts though. But that
somebody
counts. Listen, if you could afford a chef, I don't expect you to cook. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's have them cook, and then we could request meals, and you don't have to stress about that no more. That's amazing. Let's do that.
Big facts.
Like, if you had Cardi B money, I'll stay at the house. I'll cook. You know what I mean? Like, but the situation matters.
If you got Rihanna,
so as far as catering,
for real.
Listen, you see, partner living 90 now. He's at Rocky at the house. You see, he's
not even rapping no more. That dude ain't even rapping no more.
Don't do
he
him.
got Rihanna.
No, I'm not. Listen,
listen. Being a house daddy.
Do him. I ain't saying nothing wrong. I love that for him. This man has put dark skinned niggas on the map. Look, I know Chris Brown cries in his sleep. Anyway, that wasn't the topic. Dark skinned niggas, we winning. I do too. I would have stay home too. My wife is a billionaire. She got all these businesses. You want me pouring something from Fenty? When you come home,
he's a happy stay-at-home dad. He's a happy
and should be. The
I
fuck?
know that's right.
But you notice when they talk about comparing money and being a provider and stuff, nobody brings up that. So at what point is it like it's okay for your woman to make more money than you?
Mm-hmm.
Always. Always.
But
I do recognize that some men can't handle a woman making more money than them.
Facts.
There are men that cannot take.
That's true.
I literally
had
a partner. A partner. The girl was like, she was a real estate agent in California, killing it. She sold luxury homes for a living. She loved this dude and asked the dude, "Hey, let's get married. You could come here. You could live with me. You could live in one of my properties until you get a job." And the dude was like, "I can't do it." I said, "Dude, she loves you. She ain't got no reason to like to mislead you.
You know how many times, you know how many men would have packed their bags and said, "When?
What?
When? Right now?
But
next week?"
We need to admit that that's insecurity. We need to admit that is an insecurity.
That's a huge insecurity.
Right? I don't know him, so I ain't gonna call him no names. But that is an insecurity that you personally need to deal with. You are insecure with your manhood, and your manhood is defined. And I will even put some of the blame on society. Your manhood is defined by you providing and how much money you make. You need to get out of that, bro. Put your Mr. Clean hat on and get to, you know what I'm saying? Get to sweeping.
Scrub. Yeah. I'm down.
Was that for me? Was that on purpose?
No. That was for the partner. Partner.
You better get.
All right.
ASAP Rocky looked very happy. He looks happy getting the baby and babysitting.
He's glowing.
He said, "Look, he is glowing. Bad
He's
bitch
glowing
all day."
right
He said, "I'm that nigga." He would walk around like, "I'm that nigga, and look at my woman. This is her. Yeah, she a billionaire. This is her. Watch her glow and walk. Watch her glow and walk."
ASAP Rocky said he got that gad, that good ass. You know what I'm saying? Like you could keep the walk. He got that. But go on.
So I love.
Shout out to dark skinned niggas.
So
I love this for y'all.
I've been saving this toxic question, and I've revamped my question now. So,
oh Lord,
I love this. So, if a man pays all the bills and then loses his job, how many days are you going to allow him to get on his feet, ladies? I need a number.
I
How
need
many
to
days?
see. No, wait a minute. We can't back. Oh, you know what? This is fucked. What I'm going to say is I need to see you hitting the flow like you ain't never hit the flow before. Like Trump said, he said that we've seen people die that never died before. I need you to be crazy hitting the flow like you've never hit the flow before and looking for another way to make these coins, because that's the same way I am. Something happened, I'm making it happen. Let's get to it. Let's get to the money. You sitting there and not doing anything, that's going to be a problem for me. If I'm seeing you day after day, you just lackadaisical, and you just like, I'm not going to move, or I'm moving very slowly. Oh, I'm comfortable right now. That's cute, but I'm working too.
Mhm.
I need you to hit the flow like I hit the floor. So I can't say that. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm looking at you crazy after 30 days.
How
Is
many?
this from day one?
I need day one. He lost his job today. How many days does he have to get back on his feet?
Can he get
That's
some
what I'm-
time to grieve the loss of the job at
The
least?
fuck?
How many?
Excuse
Give
me.
me a number. Give me what
Whoa.
is that number for y'all? What is that number?
Whoa.
How long
It
does your
didn't
partner have?
die. They killed you off like a video game. It didn't die.
Mhm.
The job killed you off.
What is that number, Carmia? What is that? How long does
I
your partner have to get back on his feet? Grieving,
personally,
take all of that count. Yeah.
I say personally, it's a 30 days.
What? Brother has 30 days to get on his feet?
No. That's the process. After 30 days, if you don't have nothing at all, I'm looking at you crazy because the economy has something. I'm just that kind of person that move, and I'm always working to make a move. So if I can do it, you can too.
30 days to get another job, or 30 days to like?
I'm
What do you
saying 30
mean?
days to get another gig. 30, you got 30 days to get settled in that gig. Hopefully you do it earlier, but I'm watching you from day one how you move.
Oh my God. So it can what was he got file an extension? What
Not filing an extension. Don't do that.
can I get more time on the board, please? Can I get the
No,
clock
I'm
is
not saying
30
I'm going to drop
days?
you at 30 days, but I'm going to be looking at you crazy like, okay, wait a minute. There's so much stuff out here, just even for temporary. Even for temporary.
She,
It may not be what you want to do right now, but even for temporary.
Okay, so
she ain't gonna drop you, but she gonna file a grievance. She going to HR. She gonna talk to somebody.
Hey,
Neci, how
it's been
long
some times I've had to do things that I didn't want to do at the time frame. Like at one time, like there's somebody in the comments that they know my history. Years ago, I used to work third shift at a gas station. I did what I had to do for the moment, and that was weekends, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday nights, and I used to do other stuff. But other than that, I used to do that on the weekends. I had to handle business. It's not what I wanted to do, but I was like, hey, this is for the time being. This is right now. It's not forever. I'm using it as a stepping stone, not a tombstone. I won't be here forever.
Okay. Neci, how long does your partner have to get on their feet? They lost their job today. How long he got?
I'm a Carmen. I don't have I know you want me to give you days, and I don't have days
Please
because
It's
wait. Hear
help
me
me.
out.
Okay.
Hear me out. If my partner is doing 100% of the household bills, I know I'm working and my money is for me to spend. If that partner loses his job, I'm gonna take up the responsibility until he gets back there. I don't know what that time frame looks like. But what I will say is, like I will agree with Carmia to an extent, is you could take a break. You could take sometimes, whatever that may be. If you need 2 weeks before you're ready to go back to interviewing, whatever that may be. But you have to be actively doing something. And I don't want to say what that time frame is because I don't know, because I don't have a partner that's doing something. Like, let's say if you're working like some McDonald's drive-through, there's a million McDonald's drive-through. You could always work somewhere. But if you have a high profile job, maybe you might need a good 2-3 weeks to just de-stress from the whole thing, get yourself together, get your mind right. Then you got to work on updating your resume and whatever, and then putting out feelers. That could take a couple weeks. I don't know. And then you don't control who calls you back for interviews either, right?
True.
But I do agree you should be actively doing something after we discuss what that break looks like for you, and then you go back out into the market to see what you put some feeler applications out there, making an active, role in trying to find something to do. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I've been laid off before, and I understand how it is to depend on a partner. And COVID has taught us a lot of things where people just laid you off and send you home. And that really taught a lot of relationships, a lot of things. And I've seen some people go through some stuff, especially with COVID, who had really great jobs and they got laid off, and it turned into a, changing of lifestyles and things like that. We have to do what we need to do in the moment. And that's just how I feel about it. But I'm gonna support my partner in getting our bills paid and getting us together, getting through whatever process we're going through.
That's what's up.
6 months. I took 6 months to find a new job. How you feeling at that point, Neci?
If that's what you're actively doing to get a job, we have the funding and we have the resources to cover us as we're doing that. I do know that the kind of partner I have, once you do have a new job, we're going to replenish that inventory that was depleted. That's the whole point of partnership, is I got you when you don't have it and you got me. And it's not just monetary, because things could happen. It could have been your health. It could have been something with your parents. It could have been the housing market crash. There's so many things that could happen that can change a person's financial status or a relationship in terms of how the finances are done. And I don't want to be undermined, like I'm not going to support my partner.
Okay. All right. Ja, how long your partner got? Lost a job today. How long
They
she
got
got
3
to get
days.
back on her feet before you start feeling some type of way?
One for the Father, Son, and the
I
Holy Spirit.
I think I don't know. I guess I'm with the ladies on this one. Like you have to see. It depends on what's going on, because Emmanuel said because that stuff happens. The economy changes. What's going on, and I need to see that you're making moves. I think that's overall what we just want to see, that you out there, you're putting in, the work to try to get work, not just sitting on the couch or playing video games, or what I'm saying, not just laying around like you're not going to work. So I think that's overall what the answer is. It depends on how much effort you're putting in. If you're not putting in any effort, I think 30 days makes sense. If you're not actively looking for a job, then why wait? Bills come every month religiously. There's no breaks.
Your partner took a year. You okay with that? How you feeling?
He taking a break year like he's from college.
Partner took a year to do what?
Yeah,
What do you
job.
mean he took a year?
Took a year to find a job.
Okay, so hear what I'm saying. Listen now. Is he actively looking for a job in that year and just couldn't get one? Or was he just around? Was he just going to the block and buying beers here and there and, you know what I'm saying, laid up? There's a difference. So what in this scenario, what's happening? Can I see him on the couch surfing, laid up? Like when I wake up, going to work, he did it? Because that ain't gonna last very long. Let me tell you that. If I see a man not walking while I going work, you got 15 days, bro. If we share a space, like you my roommate or something, and every day I go to work, you there on your phone or whatever, and this and that, and you ain't moving, no. I won't. I might not give you the 15. It depends on how my work day go. Because if I come home and you still in the same place, I might take the couch out with you. But I digress.
Gone. This is incredible. I was holding on to that one. That was a good conversation. How long does your partner have? Sai has a rebuttal. He has a follow-on question. Let me bring it up here to the screen again for our audio listeners. I'm gonna read this out. That an even better question would you be comfortable if he said, "Okay, babe, I'm looking for a job, but in the meantime, I'm gonna work an adult phone job or OnlyFans to supplement the income? Yes or no?"
Get your money. Get your money.
Stripping, OnlyFans, naked, nudes.
Look,
feet
it
finder.
is what it is. But please keep in mind, what type of position are you trying to get going forward? Because you have to keep that in mind. If you're going to be in that type of field, what backlash that can have going into the next
positions. She said positions. We know what type of positions they're going for in that
You
field.
childish. I'm talking what type of job you're going to next, what type of job field. Because if you're trying to be corporate again and you got all that going on and you came from a high corporate position and you decide to go into OnlyFans and all that type of stuff, you got to look at that as like, okay, that may affect what I'm going into later. So do I want to make this lifelong decision that I got to deal with that with the next employer? Or do I want to do something else until then? But if you're not planning on going into certain, I think you got to think about where you're going next before you make that move.
Why y'all laughing? Why y'all laughing?
What am I? What?
No,
what did I say?
I could see that because I literally have watched a couple documentaries now where
you got people out here they're getting let go for having an OnlyFans on their private time from positions like being a teacher or being a corporate, a corporate rep or something like that, and that's on their private time. Somebody just stumbles upon it, even though they shouldn't have been watching it anyway. Stumbles upon their OnlyFans. And it's not something they did on the job, but because they said, oh, it makes them appear in a negative light or whatever, it's against the company. We got to let you go for that. You just got to figure out, okay, is what I'm doing, what I plan on doing, or what I'm trying to get a position in next going forward. Would it be affected by what I'm thinking about doing right now?
Okay, all right. OnlyFans, your boo busting it open for the camera. I feel you. Make that bread.
And is your partner comfortable with that too? Because is your partner comfortable with them seeing everything and above? What levels are you trying to go? Like, is the sky the limit, or you trying to leave it down low?
I got you. The next question. This is good. Round of applause.
She the only one get to answer that one.
Yeah, like how you just skip over the rest of us.
So, you want me to answer? Okay, I'll answer.
Same difference is here. We're here.
Period.
So that question. So my partner has, as much time.
Did he really start answering the question?
6 months to a year. 6 months to a year, they have time to get on their feet. Again, I also agree, and I see you guys' point with what you guys are saying.
Marcus.
What?
Marcus.
You skipped them. They wanted to speak too regarding
question, bro.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Yes.
You skipped them.
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry, fellow Virgo.
And then you went back one question to answer.
Let me get the
yourself.
Sagittarius right, Marcus. Marcus,
Sagittarius. Sagcada. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So my thought is what's good for the goose, good for the gander. So if we're doing OnlyFans, which we know when we hear OnlyFans, what we think, but it's not only known for that. You could actually run a legitimate PG-13 business on OnlyFans. People just mostly use it for other things. But we have to have that conversation in terms of, I don't have a problem with it, but if I were to do it, will you have a problem? Because if the answer is yes, then we're not doing it, right? So it gotta be an equal playing field. Like if it was the other way around, if I can't go on OnlyFans and shake my hoo-ha, which I know how to shake, and make us good money, and you're gonna feel away, then you can't go on OnlyFans and show off your thing either. So, but I'm okay with it, but we both have to be okay with the situation, because at any time you don't know whose career will be affected. And like Carmia says, some people getting fired for doing this on their off time from their real jobs when they find these pages and stuff, because what they're doing affects the code of kids' business conduct or whatever that may be these businesses have, and you gotta pay that in mind. However, the economy is tough. You gotta do what you gotta do to make some money. So if you're gonna do something, I believe in doing it right and doing it all out, because we're gonna make the best of it and we're gonna make the most out of it. That's for sure.
But kids, okay. Jah, how do you feel?
Sprinkle.
I feel like make that money, babe. Don't let that money make you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not big on regular jobs anyway, because they're not really secure. Hence why you're laying on the couch looking for a job now. And the adult phone line thing, that's not even a big deal for real. You're just talking them through it. You at a call center for real. the OnlyFans thing, we could make content together. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Shannon
might
Sharp today.
both blow up. We might both blow up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already a content creator. Let's go. And then like they have things like Feet Finder. People are paying good money to look at feet. So okay, let's go get you a nice pedicure, get you them white French tips, and then we get the money. So I don't see what the big deal is really.
I know that's right. Set them expensive pillows up and get her feet done and go ahead and start taking pics.
Okay.
Dip your feet in some chocolate and let's get $100.
Make it happen. Yeah.
Y'all are wide open. Y'all are wide open.
you too reserved for me, you know. He a little reserved. That's cool. Your pastor might be watching. I feel you. But life is real. You know what I'm saying? Things happen.
My mouth is unruly. Blessed be the fruit.
Got me. So
okay.
I hear y'all. This is Gentleman Style Podcast. We have the incredible Same Difference and Friends, my beautiful co-host Carmia Wells, on Orthodox Southern Belle, and we are talking about dating and relationships. If you have something to say, you want to be unruly with us, you can call in and argue and debate the topics with us. But this is a powerful conversation. We just touched on the topic of how many days does your partner have to get on their feet from losing their job. And then we delve deeper into the subcategory of once they lose their job, what is acceptable, what's not acceptable for them to do to make that money back. Because especially in this day and age, especially if you're a high income earner, I notice a trend, right? That if you're a high income earner, it's hard to find something of equal value to replace that income. And so if you're used to making six figures, and it's going to definitely take you a minute to find another 6-figure job. So I do get that. And so what's quick, what's easy? Let me pop this P for some dollars in the interim. until
there's levels. There's levels to this thing. There's levels to this thing. So what are you telling me, Marcus? Your girl can't stick her toes in some Jello pudding for $1,000? Okay. You wouldn't stick your toes in some Jello pudding on Feet Finder for a stack.
Yes,
she can, or yes, she can't.
Carmia said no.
Oh no, I didn't say no. I was waiting on it because
Carmia is Carmia, you know what Carmia would do. Carmia, you would
tell you something.
I don't know what Carmia would do.
I wasn't. Well, what we're not gonna do is do that. Don't make me look like that up here.
You like Jello though. You like Jello.
You childish.
To be clear, she's not that type of model. To be clear.
Yes.
She could be type for the right style.
Hey, put your feet on cam for $1,000. Put your foot on cam for $1,000.
My feet are done right now too, but I'm not about to do that. You ain't about to play me.
Let's see them French tits, girl. Come on now.
Oh, they're not French. They're going in dark.
Put your feet on live for $1,000.
Don't do that. Don't do me like that, Boosie. Don't do that.
Saya asked a question. Why on these topics, women are always saying what's good for the goose, but when it comes to paying bills, it's silent?
It depends. Wait a minute. What do you mean paying bills?
I'm gonna pay the bills.
Talk to a coworker.
I'm gonna pay the automobile.
Because it all depends on the type of female you got. Because I've held it down before. I had no problem doing that, and I've lived by myself. And like I said, I've had to bite the bullet and do stuff that I didn't really want to do at that time and handle business. I come from
you didn't look at your
family.
partner any differently. You didn't look at homeboy any differently. You didn't lose any respect. You didn't feel no type of way towards him.
The person was doing stuff. He was doing something to get to where he's going.
Okay.
So you're in the process. Now, if you're just sitting there playing Call of Duty all fucking day on the fucking couch and not moving, that's a different ballgame. But if you're doing something to get to where you're going, I get that. I understand that. See, it's a difference. If I don't see no movement and I left and you come back, I left and come back, you still got a dent in the couch. I'm looking like, nigga, you ain't moving.
I feel you. What's y'all stance? Moving on. What's y'all stance on
Why you so
submission. What is
tight,
that?
Marcus? Why you so tight with us today?
I
I
am
feel like we
not.
in class or something.
Boy,
We in
Nah,
detention or something.
not
We in
at all.
detention. Is
Not
that
at
what
all.
it is?
boy.
Not at
Cause you're
all.
real stern with us today. Moving on,
You gotta get through them
sir.
questions. You gotta get through
I
them
got.
questions.
I have
Relax.
a
Let's go. Let's
list.
go. Let's go. Let's
I have
go.
a list.
Next
I
question.
You have
got.
a
Let's go.
list.
Let's go.
I got a list of toxicity that I gotta get through.
Childish.
What does submission mean to you in relationships? What does submission mean to you? Is it toxic? Is it good? Is it necessary? What does submission look like? I caught you, Nisi. I caught you on camera. Carmia, let's go with a Southern Belle. Southern Belle, jump on it. What is submission in relationships?
Submission. I'm gonna say from my personal experience,
Okay.
I'm submissive because I've seen my man be a man, and also it's all that with not just being a man, but protecting me, but not protecting me not just physically, but working on me emotionally, talking to me so I can be. I'm a woman, but I like to be in that feminine energy primarily. I don't want to have to feel like I'm fending for myself out here. And yes, I do work and stuff too, because I don't ever want him to be on his own with anything, even though he can. But I don't ever want nobody to be by themselves like that. That's just me. But so I submit because that's something that's in me to do for a man when he's doing what he's supposed to do. Now everybody can't get that. I've dated men before that I'll be like, oh no, absolutely, we cut this date off right now. You ain't ever gonna get that. That key to that door is never gonna be unlocked. Mom would go ahead and cut this date short.
Does submission end? Or is it
Does
conditional?
submission end?
Or is it conditional?
I look at it as unconditional because sometimes you don't feel like doing it.
You say it's unconditional because sometimes you don't feel like submitting?
Sometimes you don't. But sometimes it's a part of the relationship. You're not gonna be thrilled to do it all the time.
Then
You're not gonna be thrilled to do it.
means it's conditional.
Just because okay, but I'm still gonna do it though.
You just say you didn't feel it. So you saying you're gonna
Just
do
because
it.
you don't just because I don't feel like it. Just because I don't feel like doing it. Like say for example, if I'm not feeling too well, I still love him enough to do it. I'm not
You think
feeling
partner
physically
always
well.
feel like protecting and providing?
Yeah, but I don't look at it as it's. Oh no! I'm not saying you do. I'm not saying you do.
But he does it.
But he does. Yeah, he does it. Just like me, myself. I'm going to do it because I love that person. I may not feel like I'm in the mood all the time, but I do it because I love that person. It's not a conditional thing. I do it unconditionally. I just go ahead and do it.
Okay. Nisi,
John, I can't wait to get to you because those facial expressions, I love it.
Is submission condition? What is submission to you, and is it conditional or unconditional? Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That was serious. That was serious.
God.
I felt that through the screen, y'all. That was serious.
I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. I think that the word just naturally has a negative connotation towards it because of how it's been used and how it's been implied generationally. So people don't typically like to use that word for relationships. So I don't typically like that word per se, but I do believe in giving in to my partner and leaning in on my partner to be able to be of service and for service because I do expect that in return. So that's my stance on that. Because any given point, my partner could be the stronger, superior person in certain aspects, and so could I. So I expect that when it comes to my level of expertise, that they do lean in on my ability to provide them that expertise or that guidance or that covering for our relationship, just as I expect to do that in return to them.
Real talk. Thank you. Is it conditional or unconditional?
There's a condition to it, but we do it on the condition that it's going to last. So technically it sounds unconditional, but it's based on a condition. You don't do that for every and anyone. You shouldn't do it for every and anyone. And you have to be very self-aware of how you're giving your energy and who you're giving it to, because you're gonna just end up being drained more than you need to be. And then when you do find the right partner, you just don't have the energy or the resources within yourself to just give it what it needs to thrive.
That's real. That's real. Okay.
I like that.
Ja, what does submission mean to
Lord.
you? Is it
Here we go.
conditional, unconditional?
Okay, so I'm a pull a side whinings. So big up my coworker DJ SI, right?
Okay,
I'm gonna go to the
Cottonmouth.
dictionary first.
Shout out, DJ SI, DJ
Yes,
SI in the
I.
building.
Yes, I. Yes, I.
Give me.
He
DJ
got
SI.
no crucian in him.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Give me a minute.
So Oxford Dictionary says submission is the action or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or to the will or authority of another person. The second definition, the action of presenting a proposal, application, or other document for consideration or judgment. It does go to wrestling, an act of surrendering to a hold by one's opponent. I do not like the word submission. I don't like to use it. I don't like when I hear the word submission, I think of wrestling moves. And I don't want to fight you. I don't want to wrestle you. I want to love you, baby. Like I don't want to have to get you to submit to me. I don't want a slave. I don't want a sex bot. I don't want none of that. I want for you to we're supposed to be partners in this thing. You get what I'm saying? We're supposed to be doing it together. So I want for you to want to do it because you care about me, I care about you, because that's why you want the man to provide and protect. I do it because I care about you. I don't do it for nobody else. I want for you to want to do things for me because you love and care about me, that you don't do these things for everybody. I don't want to have to wrestle with you and finagle and convince you to do it and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what submission means to me. Like we don't wrestle and grapple and went back and forth. I know I got you. I don't want that. I don't like the submission term at all. No, there may be other definitions, but that's what Oxford says. That's what I hear when I hear submission. I want a partner. I want us to partner. And in a partnership, you do things based on who's better suited for the role. And we're gonna tap in. We're gonna touch on this, but Nisi has said one time that making a sandwich, she related it to slavery. And I don't know about
No.
that,
Oh
but
no, Nisi.
yes, on our radio show on 101.3 Raw FM, she related making a sandwich for a man at 3 a.m. to slavery. And I don't want a slave. I want somebody that, hey, babe, you hungry? You know what I'm saying? If you hear my belly rumbling,
Yeah.
go make the sandwich. But I don't want to have to grapple with you.
Let me clarify. The question was about, like, you
Oh.
have to get up to make this sandwich at 3 a.m. And I was like, if you're forcing someone to have to do something, that's technically like enslavement, right? Because you're forcing someone to do something. Now, if you hungry at 3 a.m. and I get up to make you a sandwich, sure, that's great. But if I have to, like I have no options but to get up at 3 a.m. to make you a sandwich, It's because you want to do it. It's
That,
not because you're
that
forcing me
was
to do
not
it.
the question. That was
That was
not
a
the
question.
question.
Marcus,
It
next
wasn't no
question,
about
please.
forcing you.
Marcus,
Wow.
next question, please.
Wow.
Nope, I'm letting y'all flow. Y'all
Wow.
told me to
This.
chill. I'm chill. I got
Oh.
my I'm letting it flow, baby.
No,
Next
no, she
question,
ready for you to be
Marcus. No,
strict again.
no, that
Let
wasn't the
it flow.
question. That wasn't the question.
Whew.
Love, hate, and all kinds of toxicity. Love it, love it, love it. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Baby Gear Services DMV specializes in high-quality baby gear rentals in the Maryland and DC metro area. We have a wide range of baby gear items for rent, including wooden cribs, car seats, high chairs, and more. We also offer seasonal specials and free delivery. Our prices are very versatile to cover every budget. Wooden cribs start at $17 a day, high chairs and even car seats start at $5 a day. Check out our website, www.bgsdmv.com.
Support for Gentleman Style Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers you precision engineering tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off free worldwide shipping with the code GENTSTYLE at manscaped.com.
We are back to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. We have your favorite gentleman. We have the beautiful, incredible, amazing. She is Princess tonight, the Queen of the Damned, Carmia Wells, the Unorthodox Other Bell. And we have Neci and Jah holding it down from Same Difference Podcast. And we are talking about dating and relationships and talking about the tough questions that people want to know. Our just topic. You can find this on iHeartRadio, Spotify, LinkedIn, Facebook, anywhere you get your podcast. We just asked a question about submission and what it means to each of our cast members and everybody on the panel tonight sitting here. And they gave their statements, very powerful statement. If you missed that, go back, check that out, and scroll back and check them out. They are absolutely phenomenal. And they spill in the tea. And said, Stanley Reed asked the question, for our audio listeners, who the fuck making a sandwich at 3 a.m.?
If he dropping good dick off, she gonna make it.
I'm about to say.
Ooh. I'll make a sandwich every time. 3 a.m., 4 a.m., it don't matter. If my girl asks me, she hungry, she wants something from like my girl's thing is like ice cream. So she's like, I want ice cream. I'll go get it. I'll go get it. No problem.
See, that's that Hummer. The Hummer goddess.
Terrible. Absolutely. Do anything for the Hummer. The Hummer could get it. All types of ice cream. What do you want? Rocky Road, pistachio. She's a short.
Bring a priority.
Yep, bring it all.
Love to hear it.
How? So the next question we want to touch on: is it okay to keep secrets from your partner in a relationship? Are there some secrets that are acceptable? Should everything be on the table? Is it okay to keep secrets in relationships?
I'll jump in. I would say that, is it okay to keep secrets? Everyone keeps secrets. I don't care who you are, you keep secrets. Because people don't just divulge all of their information or their personal issues or problems all in one stance or in one sitting. It does happen over time. But I do think that should you keep secrets in terms that could affect your relationship, those are the things that you probably need to find the courage to share and discuss. Sometimes a secret you may be keeping that happened to you personally could be affecting your relationship and you don't know why. I'll give you an example. I was dating a guy. He was kind of reserved, not reserved, but reserved in a way. And I used to always be like, what's like, is it, you start to ask yourself, is it me? Like, so what's going on? But the personal issue that he was having, he didn't relay that to me, which was affecting his mood. So even though when I was around him, you would, if you didn't know what was going on, you would think like, oh, is it that you don't want to be around me? But sometimes you don't know. So sometimes you have to be able to read into it. Sometimes you need to be able to find the courage to talk about it. Some people do keep secrets to take them to their grave, but you have to be willing to deal with the consequences of those secrets as well, because it could play in for you or play against you. And I think that's really real. Like, so it goes both ways. You can keep it, sure. If it affects you in a negative way or is detrimental to you, you got to deal with that because you choose to keep a secret. But not everyone can also deal with the truth as well. But you have to be willing to live in your space and whatever the capacity is that you have. You need to be willing to be present in that and own it. Because whatever you choose to do, there's a weight that's attached to it.
Can you give an example of a unacceptable secret to keep?
An unacceptable secret to keep?
Yep, your partner. It's an unacceptable secret. Your partner chose to keep it from you. What's an unacceptable secret to keep?
Like let's say like you have like you have like STDs. You have STDs, or you over there, your family is like the drug kingpin of the country. FBI watching 24/7. I didn't even know that under wiretap too. Like things that are really happen in real life, and you don't even realize it. But I do know that sometimes you don't want to divulge everything. But get yourself tested, by the way, every year, annually, twice a year. Sometimes if you're messing with a messy person that you always gonna be checking some person on the side, get yourself tested. But retrieving back, like you should be, sometimes people have secrets that come from bad families that have been publicly in the news. And sometimes you don't realize why people are like, oh, like what's she doing with that person? Or, oh, why he walking with that person? But you don't know the truth behind the identity of the person. People change identities, things that happen, like it plays into a lot of different scenarios.
Absolutely. Jah, are there secrets that you can't keep in a relationship? Is it okay to keep secrets? What's an unacceptable secret? What's an okay secret to keep in a relationship?
See, I don't know, man. That's a hard question. You know why? Because
that's the point.
Like, what's the difference? No, you know what? That's a good question. Let me put it that way. That's a good question.
Thank you.
So it's like, what's the difference between keeping a secret and your business? You know what I mean? Like, because some people want to know everything about you. Honestly, I don't know if I want to know everything about my person. I don't know if I want to know.
Zalima keeping secrets. You don't want to know everything about your partner?
Everything? Like do I? I don't think I do. I don't think I want to know everything. Everything is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mess with your cousin. Well, do I want to know that? Do I need to know that? You know what I mean? Like, I just need to know the stuff that's going to affect us or me. Is it going to come back to bite me? The fact that you stole some money and that's why you got this big house and we living in the big house, that might that might come back. Like, they might kick in the door and then I want to know what's going on. But the fact, like, everything is a lot in them. There is such a thing as oversharing.
True. Carmia, the unorthodox Southern Belle. Are there why your face? Is it okay to keep secrets in a relationship? Yes or no? What's an unacceptable secret? What's an okay secret to keep from your partner, or if any?
Okay, secrets. I do agree with what Neci was saying, fully what she was talking about. I would say certain things regarding your family, intermediate family business, because I have I have a family that certain things we don't let out because we just don't trust everybody. That's our business, and I don't like that dynamic to cross into my particular family dynamic. So I just like to leave that type of stuff separate. So if it's something regarding your family, now I understand if it may cause harm some kind of way, you know, it'll be like, hey, I'm not gonna say you I don't you know what, fuck it. I'm not about to tell all that. I'm not about to tell all my family business. I don't tell my family business. That's between typically myself and my family. My significant other is not gonna know a lot about that. You may know some stuff on the edge about it because it's going to spew into relationship. Like, say, for example, if like me and my parent have a real different type of relationship. We don't see eye to eye like that. You know, we grew up very hostile in a way. So that's something that you should know offhand why I look at, men maybe a little bit slant a little differently, or I may come off a little headstrong sometimes. So you'll know where that come from. But if it's like business regarding family business with my family intermediate, you don't need to know that. That's none of your business. That has nothing to do with you. But if it does, then you'll get to know. But other than that, no, you don't need to know that. That's no.
I think we need to understand that, like, that everything word is heavy, because women hate that question about body count, right? So like that's part of the everything, unless I'm tripping.
I'm sorry.
So
are you talking about when I said everything?
No, I'm talking about Marcus asking about everything. That's why I'm like everything, because that means that anything they ask or anything that you're supposed to up everything, or anything they ask is you need to answer it. So if they ask you what's your body count, that's included. That's in the everything pot.
Why you can't? Can you count though?
You see how things change. You see how things change now.
A lot of people can't.
No, I'm okay.
You see how quickly I change.
See, a lot of people can't handle that. Like, say for example, me myself, when it comes to that, I know for sure that I told my person or whatever, my body count is low, but I told my person so nobody can come to him and tell him something different. I'd rather him know all this about me instead of somebody coming to say, hey, your girl is wild. No, I don't ever want nobody to hit me.
I get that. No, you see, that's the everything. I don't want to know everything. I don't need to know your body count, but I need to know if you slept with my cousin though. If we gonna go to this family reunion and somebody gonna come to me as a man, I need to know. Just tell me what I need to know, what's gonna affect me. I don't need to know everything about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you slept with someone that I know and that might come up later, let me know that.
Oh my.
I know I agree, but to an extent, like when you say when you go to the family reunion, for instance, like no, wait, because I might for real, a person might not know that was your cousin, right? Like then you end up to the family reunion and be like, okay, let me pull you to the side and be like, hey, I didn't know so and so was related. How is so and so related to you? And depending on your answer, you'd be like, oh, that's just that's like my fifth cousin, twice removed from my uncle who married to my aunt. Some stuff like I'd be like, But if you tell me that, oh, that's my first cousin, whatever, I'd be like, okay, I didn't know that was your first cousin. We used to mess around back in the day. So if he said something, I'm just letting you know that we used to mess around. Because I might not know in real time it was your cousin.
Up the info, even if it is my fifth cousin, up the info. Because you need to tell me before he come to me like, hey, that girl, wow, bro. That girl did that double, listen.
And then you'll be like, she wild.
On her lower back.
You'll be like, she.
Yeah, you need to tell me.
Wild.
Even if it is my... Exactly. That's my goal, Nick. You don't want to be that guy.
You about to get vanilla and she wild. What do you mean she wild?
So on the topic of body count, you don't need to let your partner know about your exes, or you do?
No.
So it's not important for your person to know that I have a potential to run into your ex.
I believe they well.
I don't care.
Because that's a real thing. That has been a real thing where we go to the family cookout and your mom invited your ex because they still talk. I don't need to know that that's your ex.
Hey, you see the body count question, right? I don't think I understand what y'all be asking. Stop asking that
Man,
because
look.
some of y'all really don't want to know. And when you go down the line of exes, you need to. Do you understand? You're asking for them to. So I was with this person, that person, this, and this the name, and this where they live, and like, do y'all understand what you're asking?
Yes.
Exactly. I want to know
Do you
what your
want to know
testing
that?
count is. I want to know how much times in the last 10 years you've been out to get tested, where those results are, how many had positive results, were they actionable? Did you go back to her after you find? I need to know those things. I don't care what your count is. I need to know
Say
your
that. Say
test
the
is.
important stuff. Exactly.
I need your
Is there a
test
baby on the
results.
way? Is there
Sir, what
somebody
is your
claiming
doctor's
you?
name?
Is there somebody
Let
claiming
me,
you?
I need
Are
to see
you
your
with somebody
deductibles.
that's not with you? Tell, say the
Someone.
important stuff, man.
If I go to the city's website and put in your name in the court documents, will something pop up? I need to know these things.
So my
You
personal
damn
Will
right.
somebody hit
matters.
me in the back of the head because me and you
See,
out? I need to
Stanley
know
Reed
that.
put in the
Do you have
Stanley Reed put in
somebody
the comments.
obsessed with you?
She want
Stanley
my
Reed put, yeah, I want the my chart. You damn right.
wow.
I
Correct.
want the my chart. Run it.
In detail. I don't want a summary. I want the detail.
Of
That's
what
what
I
I'm
Do you
did.
talking
want the
about.
ancestry.com too?
No,
Nah.
No, the
no.
ancestry is cool.
No, no,
Okay.
The
But
DNA. The
my chart is
DNA.
very informative.
it is. The blood test, you get all the blood tests, the blood pressure. I can get all that on there. I need to see it all. Give me that. That'll show it all.
Sai, I agree with 23andMe. They want the 23andMe. They want to know if your parents were former slave owners or were you related to Harriet Tubman. They want to know. They want to
Hey,
know.
that could affect you. That might affect you later. Like, why is half
Hey,
of your family white right now? What? This
like
is a weird family reunion.
now and
Yeah.
now to be fair, my father was adopted. So with that being said, something like that can be very beneficial to somebody like me. That I need to know where your family come home just to make sure we ain't distant cousins. You just never know.
If a
So
I
close
just want to
relative,
know why there's apples in the coleslaw. That's all I
uh,
want to know. Oh, I see it. I see
generational,
Becky over there. It's cool. I get it.
a family
Ja,
damn.
relative.
I will say this about the coleslaw. A Puerto Rican guy made apples in a coleslaw here for me in St. Croix, and that shit was the bomb.
Man,
I won't eat it from no
man,
Becky
stop
and no
playing.
Karen. I'm not having no
Stop
Karen's
playing.
coleslaw.
It's the
But
same
when I
apples.
Okay.
say I was skeptical and he bet me good money that I would like it, and everybody liked it and everybody ate it, it was good. But I
A
will never
It's
try
the
it for
relative,
same
anybody
damn
else.
apples.
a relative of yours that you spent time with, but they're not immediate family, left you an inheritance of money. Is that something you would tell your partner? Yes or no?
Not unless we're serious, or not even if we're serious. Like, it depends. If we're commingling finances, if we're depends on when I can get the inheritance. Do I get it immediately? Do I get it at a certain age? And then I gotta know you for real. I gotta know you for real. Because you see that guy won the lottery in New York and his family kill him off. I know the whole lottery funds in court hanged up because they think it's one of the family members and everybody says not them and nobody getting the lottery money. The money ain't even got a penny and they kill him out for the lottery money and they are claiming it. So you gotta be careful when you inherit things, especially monetary things, and who you share that information with.
You can't tell
And if you have
everybody.
because
Yeah.
that could come back to bite you really quickly, because then it's entitled to our money becomes now I spend that money. Now I change my lifestyle because you have this money and I'm not living how we were living before. Like, I feel entitled to, and you should give it to me, kind of thing. So we all the money
Can
changes
you
people
add some
real
context?
quickly.
We got to
Can
add
you
some
add some
details and stuff.
context to that
Yeah.
question? Like, how long y'all together? Like, what's going on?
We've
Yeah.
been together for 2 years. We're engaged. We're not married. We're engaged. So we're getting married, right? Ring, proposal, the whole nine. And someone that is not immediate family, so not mother, not father, but a relative that is still close, and y'all were close, y'all spent time together, died and left you $100,000 inheritance. Would you
How
share that with your fiance?
how long is it gonna take you to get the money?
It's life insurance. It's life
So
insurance.
the
So
person's died and
so once you,
the money is
Don't
being
laugh,
given
John.
to him.
yes,
I'm
the
trying to
money
figure
they
out
left.
how long it's gonna take to actually get your
Months.
possession.
Months. It's gonna take months.
would you tell your fiance?
If I'm close to the person I'm with now, yeah, I'll let
You
them
would
know.
tell them that you just lost somebody and you're inheriting 100K.
But I'll wait till I get it in my possession because I don't want to get I don't want to throw it out there and I don't have it.
Okay. Okay. Nisi, you tell him your fiance?
What are you laughing about, y'all? I can't wait till we get to you.
It's one of those things where 2 years and we're engaged. You said we're getting married. That's my
2
fiance.
years. We've been together. Everything has been nice enough for you to say yes to a proposal. He's proposed to you. You love him. You've planned the wedding. It's coming up. You're engaged.
Yeah.
He won 100K in a life insurance death benefit from not an immediate family member, but a close family member that wanted to leave him money. And they left him
So
100K.
it depends. I want to say yes. I would probably mention it if it's something that I can't afford. Because for me, I don't think that you have to put everything on display immediately. But like Carmia says, I would want to make sure that I got the funding. I got to think about what I want to do with the funding. If it's to buy a home, do I already have a home, so I don't need to buy a home? Is that put
You wouldn't
money in a
include
trust?
him in that discussion?
But what I'm saying to you is, it depends on the situation, because you're not my husband yet. And when you give people access to certain things without getting there, we all know how that could play out. I'll give you an example. There was a lady, I'll have to look it up, like is September. She got married and in 72 hours she divorced her husband, and she's filing for alimony because she wanted to maintain the lifestyle that she had, even though she was married for 72 hours. The court is looking to most unlikely give her what she's asking for. She married that man for his money. Okay? So you have to be aware. Sometimes you don't know if a person will do that to you, but sometimes they give you little signs and hints. But that's the choice that you make. Nevertheless, for me personally, I have kids. So if I'm getting an inheritance, like for me, I already have a home. If my home is paid off and I have this money and I'm not in need of it, I'll probably put it into a trust for my kids that they can have it to use for things that they need for their life because they're becoming young adults. So I might do something with that. Because for me, I'm not marrying somebody that I'm going to have children with because I've already done that. And I'm not speaking for me personally, I'm speaking for everybody. But if you're speaking for like a young couple who may be trying to have kids or don't have any kids yet, they have a different conversation to have about the money. For me, it might not be that for me. It will definitely go towards my kids. And I'll be very clear about that.
So you will tell your spouse that, hey, I inherited this money, but it's going to my kids.
I could, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because if I'm getting married to you, there's a level of trust that's there.
Sure.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that I might not keep some for myself on the side, but for the majority, I know what I probably want to do with it.
Man,
understood.
Yeah. As soon as the broom get jumped and the ink dry, yes. Beforehand, no. No. That just feel like a setup. You know what I'm saying? And you tell me something
you're not
like
telling your spouse until the after the day of the event.
Correct, because they might say something dumb beforehand, like, yes, let's use it towards the wedding. Let's spend it on.
And the wedding come off and it's done, so we save ourselves.
Exactly. now I gotta end this because you don't said some stupid shit that I'm just not on. Now you don't upset me and I'm up. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Wait until you get what I'm saying? Wait until we jump over.
But you ain't think that gonna feel worse? You don't think that gonna feel worse knowing that you inherited 100K? We tell them afterwards.
The Douglases are up. What you vex about?
He said we up.
You upset because I just told you we come into some money?
After the wedding.
Girl, you gonna make me get an annulment now. If you get upset because I just told you that we up 100K. Because I didn't tell you 2 days ago. You mad? Did you enjoy the honeymoon or not?
Because you could have paid for this, you could have paid for that, you could have paid for this with the wedding.
You wanted me to take the 100K and minus from it to pay for something for some people I ain't even like for real that you wanted to invite to this month? Listen, stop talking. Cause we might 6 months you could get it annulled, and it's cheap. Don't play with me.
Yeah, but your
But
annulment, now you have this money could be used against you because you're
but
legally
you see what
married.
I'm
That's the
saying?
difference.
But you see what I'm saying? We just cool out, relax.
I'm gonna
Now
tell
you
you
could
before.
plan
I
for
need
the
to know what
money
you
and
about.
before. So you're gonna do it just in time for you to get pissed off. I call it off.
Because you know we partying regardless. We partying regardless. Whether it's the wedding or the turn off,
Hey!
we're doing it.
Either this a wedding party or a divorce party, a single party. Okay, that's it.
We turn it off. Because that way
What's up with
I'm not
Emmanuel?
financially obligated to anything because we're not legally married. The funds is only my money. Now, when I tell you after, it's our money and that can be used
Yeah,
against me.
true. What going on with Emmanuel?
The only woman, what is this
I
thing?
thought he was one of yours. I don't know. what's
Man, this is
Emmanuel says for the audio, I gotta do this. So for the audio listeners, Emmanuel Hodge says the only woman that loves you is your mother,
Is your
rich or
mo-
poor. Woman want to be taken care of. Simple as that. Lose your job and that pussy going single, like City Girl said. For our audio listeners, he also
Ooh.
said earlier, Emmanuel Hodge, same gentleman. For our audio listeners, all women are with you for money. No woman is staying if you broke. Stanley
Stay all women are with you, Emmanuel, for money. They're not staying with you if you broke.
Stanley Reed
Be
said,
be with
Stanley,
women that like you. Be with women that like you.
be with women that like
Go
you.
ahead.
Stanley Reed said, she said, take a back seat. Sai, DJ Yes Sai said, man, this cruising rum got my grammar all off.
And you know he's drinking the dark rum. The dark rum for sure.
With ginger beer.
Crimea,
Yep.
Crimea's faces. Crimea's
Crimea.
Hey, look, my face is. I'm so sorry, y'all. I need practice on my facial expressions, y'all. Look,
Do we? We don't.
baby, look. I'm gonna be talking to y'all like Monique the whole time. My babies in the comments, look. These face expressions, even when I'm not speaking, will be speaking for. It's hard. It's hard
I
out here.
had a woman tell me that most women want money, most men want sex. What do you think about that? Is that true?
I've heard that, but I've heard it differently. So I
Mhm.
heard it from an African. So he said women in, at least I guess in Africa, women view men are for money, women are for pleasure. And he said that to me and it made me think about it. And I was like, I could see some of that. I think there are women that truly see men for money. And because if if I take you out, I got court you, I got buy you flowers, I got to do this. But then she'll sleep with a girl and not require any of that. And she'll just sleep with the girl and not require the date, not require the vacations, not require any of that thing. So it did make me think. So I've heard that same saying in a different context that men are for money, women are for pleasure.
Did you know that there are people, I've seen it with women, that they want a man for romantically. They really want to date men romantically, but they are interested in women sexually and nothing else. Did you know that was a thing?
Yes, because it happened to me. I dated a woman who was gay, and I found out she was gay during the courtship. She likes women for real, but she dates men for access to resources.
Mm.
But she's gay. She likes women. She loves spending time with women. She always out with women. She enjoys the company of women. And like I said, she don't require any of the bullshit she requires of me to get with her.
Did she give it up?
No, she did not.
How long did it take you to figure that out?
2 weeks.
Oh, don't do that face.
You gonna play the womp womp now? You gotta play the womp womp music now? No, yeah. He didn't get that good stussy. That sucks.
He get,
I
he get
didn't
that
want it.
stud in the boxers.
I didn't want it.
Mm-mm.
When I realized who I was dealing with and that she was gay, and I realized that, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna continue. Now also within those 2 weeks, I didn't spend any exorbitant amount of money on her either. So she didn't reap the benefits of her plan either, which is to get access to resources, which is what she was looking for as well. So yeah, I didn't get the P, but she didn't get a whole lot of resources either.
Stussy. Stussy is the proper
Stussy.
word.
Stanley Reed says
Stud
double
pussy.
down.
Stud pussy.
Why you say damn, Marcus? Why you say
Because you didn't
uh,
smash. You didn't get them boxer briefs.
You
nah
didn't.
because to me
With the sports bra?
Not the sport.
Hey, Emmanuel, yo, read that, please.
what do you say? I've
He
had
said,
so Emmanuel Hart. Go ahead, Carmia. Go ahead. Sorry.
Emmanuel
What?
Hart says, I've had the best relationship when I lived in the hood. They love you for you because you both don't have anything. That's what Emmanuel Hart said.
Got it.
So both of y'all have
Period.
zero. So
Period.
y'all living off of that.
Period.
Emmanuel Hodge also says women come faster after shopping. They love Amazon, getting hair done and nails, and guys just cool with smashing.
I like this guy. Yeah, I like it.
I'm sure you do.
Stanley Reed says $1 spent per cheek.
I'll be damned.
Listen, that stussy be worth more than $1 though. It has not been used to its full capacity. So how you playing? I keep sleeping on that stussy.
Hey. Last question last question tonight. This has been incredible. This has been an incredible topic. How do you handle differing political views in a relationship? They're Democrat, you're Republican, or vice versa. How do you handle different political views in a relationship?
That is rough.
Why is it rough?
I guess it's rough because you got to figure out what both of your views on life and how you want to live life. It comes down to what are you fighting for here in your country? What are you living for? Like, say, for example, what's going on right now with the Democratic Party and Republican. I'm not really a party's person, but there's certain things regarding women's rights that I believe in because I'm a woman and I'm always going to be a woman.
Sure.
So I'm going to have to think about that when I'm voting versus somebody else who may be thinking about, the stocks, or they could be thinking about something financial, which I understand that. But at the end of the day by day, I'm going to be a woman. So if they're talking about turning this into Handmaid's Tales, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. So I have to vote based off of me. I have to vote based off of me. I got to vote based off of the girls coming behind me. I'm voting. I can't vote just based off of you. I gotta vote based off of myself and safety.
So you'll end the relationship if your partner's
I
political views.
I never said end the relationship.
But you consider it.
But if it's something regarding safety wise, like if it's that bad that we fighting and stuff about political views, we're fighting and it's causing that much of an issue, that's different. Then we most likely gonna have to cut it. Mm-hmm. But if it's the case that we both have separate, different political views and we're still peaceful at home and we still can live, we can, agree to disagree, that's fine. Because we're not going to agree on everything. Because myself, I'm voting based off of this time around women's rights. Because there's certain things I'm seeing develop that I don't really care for.
Absolutely. Neci, the woman, the legend herself. Questions to you. How do you feel? Where to go? Shame on me. How do you handle differing political views in a relationship?
I think
do they have to be the same?
No, it doesn't have to be the same. I think you have to have a fundamental standing on what you believe in. But I also want to be very clear that, because I'm not affiliated per party, I understand the business aspect and I understand the economic aspect of our situation. If we can have a common conversation in terms of what we both think is right, but we how that affects our household that we're in right now, matters. But I want to say that's just in general. Based on what's happening now is very different. Like you're asking the question at a very wrong. The
That's the
Republican
point.
Party, the MAGA Party right now is just
That's the point.
has really turned their face, and the core values that they used to have and that used to matter is what I'm referring to. These things that they're trying to do now makes absolutely no sense. And like Carmia says, you have to vote based on what you find as important. But if it's coming to a point where it's tearing up, like right now, I could not personally do that right now if someone was voting opposite of me for the presidential seat at the moment, because the things that are fundamentally different, economically, socially different, and how that impacts me personally or our family or our country would be very hard for me to swallow right now. So it's just yeah, it matters. You should discuss it. But right now, for me, the answer would be no. But I'm not affiliated per party, so I do believe in having the conversations.
Super dope. Super dope. So open to it. Ja, same question to you, sir. How do you handle differing political views in a relationship? Can they be different, or do they
Uh,
have to be the same as you?
I don't expect for us to agree on everything. You know what I'm saying? That's obvious. We're two different people, independent views, independent lifestyles, independent experiences. My concern would be more the overarching thing that you agree with, as opposed to which political party. Like there are certain things that I will not be okay with. Like if you would have to disagree on some stuff that just like you know what I'm saying? Like it breaks people's right to live and exist and stuff like that. So overall it would depend on where we disagree. Not necessarily that we disagree. You get what I'm saying? Like if you disagree on something that's a core value, like that black people should exist and be able to do what they want and be treated equally, then that's different. Or do you agree with racist views and stuff like that there? That's what I would focus on, not necessarily how you vote. Quite frankly, I think you would get an understanding of how the person thinks if you're having real in-depth conversation. So if you're having those conversations, their political views wouldn't be necessarily an issue. Now, granted, they may hit you with some oddball stuff that you just didn't expect. Like you just happen to be watching something political and then they chime in and it's like, wait a minute. But it would have to be really off the wall and just go against a core value of mine for me to end things.
Got it. Got it. We this topic for our audio. Thank you all. Beautiful, well said, and I agree with y'all. It's definitely something to consider in relationship. It may not be a deal breaker, but it's definitely something to consider. It's definitely something to take in account, especially if you disagree with me on some very hardcore political views, like a wall being put up, or if you disagree with women should have control of their bodies or not, and you know, well, not I was going to say obesity centers, child killing centers. That's what I'll say. Stanley Reed again is in the comments. He says it was for illegal crossing because the system is set up so they can come through legally via immigration process and procedures. But the coyotes are still a problem because they sometimes back out of the deal and it goes left. I think this is in
If
response to Crystal
if I may,
Thompson's. Go ahead.
if I may, I think it's important that Americans realize that over 70% of illegal immigrants they don't cross through the border. They get on a flight, they fly over, and they just stay. Do you know that? No. Why? Because they keep talking about the border. Majority of illegal immigrants get on a flight, meaning they pay for it, they come over legally, and then they don't leave. And also, why are you focusing on the black and brown people when you know who also comes over on those flights? European people, and they don't leave. So really, really, really think about it. You get what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, think it through. Don't let people convince you that, oh, illegals are bad once they're, you get what I'm saying? So think it through. I'm not, this is what I'm saying. We could talk, but you have to make some sense. You worried about the border, but didn't somebody just visit the border and it was like, this ain't even a big deal? You know why? They know that you're at the border. So what are they going to do? Book a ticket, fly over, and just, hey, my visa expired. Guess I'm American. You get what I'm saying? So relax.
I ain't got no music for that. I'm sorry.
Relax. Like, relax. I don't know if that just blew some minds, but it's over 70%.
Huge. That's a big number. That is a big number. I didn't know that. This has been an epic podcast. Now I want to go out with a bang. This has been an epic show. This cast is phenomenal. You all are phenomenal. Really, really powerful. Really, really powerful. Thank you guys. Thank you for rocking with us. This is huge. Dynamic cast. Round of applause for everybody.
Yes.
We gotta let these incredible people go. You all have been phenomenal. This is epic show. Super great questions, super great responses, super great dialogue. I love doing these. This is huge.
It's fun. It's fun.
We have to end the show and let everyone go. But any final words, starting with ladies first?
I'll say thank you for having us tonight. We are always happy to be a part to make your show better. You definitely can find me on social media on Facebook at Jah and Neci, which is CRUCIANGALNECI, or my Instagram, Melanie Neci. And until next time, peace out.
Peace out. Carmia.
Well, this has been a great experience. As you guys know, I loved having Jah and Neci here again. I hope to have another conversation like this, answering some hard-hitting questions. You guys, we do have voting coming up in November. Please take a look at what you stand for. Because if you don't stand for anything, you're fault. If y'all know what I meant. Shit. Oh, excuse me. Oh God, yeah. Please go out there and vote, because your vote does count. I don't care what anyone says. It does count. And also, you guys take care of each other, because we've had a lot of things that hit each other, especially this hurricane here in the Northeast. Southeast.
Super dope. Jah, what you got?
Yeah. So when I said that we're the hardest working podcasters in the Virgin Islands, I wasn't just bragging and boasting. We really are. So I'm gonna leave here and I'm heading over to TikTok because I got another live with a VI lady on there. She said that she's learned some things from VI Man. So we're gonna talk about it. Follow me over to TikTok at Big Pressure 088. We're going live together. If you want to continue the conversation, she says she's learned some things, some toxic things from VI Man, and we're going to talk about it right there. Tomorrow, we're going to be me and Neci going to be on 101.3 Row FM for our show, A Different Day with Jah and Neci. You can watch that on the TuneIn app or through our Facebook live stream at either Same Difference, which is just Same Difference, two different words, or you can go to 101.3 Row FM, VI, to watch the Facebook live stream, or you can listen on the radio if you're in the Virgin Islands, 101.3 Raw FM. And yeah, we really be working hard for real. We getting it, because I'm racing right over there. Thank you for coming through. Keep up. It's Same Difference on Facebook. It's at Same Difference 2022 on IG. It's same_difference_pod on TikTok, and it is at VI_very_own on YouTube.
Super dope. And like you all know me, I'm your favorite gentleman, Marcus, host, and my beautiful co-host, Carmia Wells, the unorthodox Leather Bell. We gotta let these people go. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope this message was helpful. I hope this conversation was helpful, inspiring, enlightening. It was for me, and it definitely just shared the wisdom in the room. Some very wise people, and I love them all. And I love you all for tuning in. Like we end every show, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always take care of business. This is Marcus, your favorite gentleman, and
Carmia Wells, an unorthodox Southern Belle.
And
it's Neci for sure.
And
your favorite VI podcaster, Jah.
Super dope. Take care, you all. Be safe. We love you. And go vote.